If you're a real Warriors fan living in the US, this video is for you. From coast to coast, America is buzzing after last night's game. Steph Curry just reminded the whole country why he runs the West. Warriors fans, buckle up because while the spotlight is usually on round 1 of the NBA draft, the Golden State Warriors might just find their next diamond in the rough in round 2 of the 2025 NBA draft. That's right. Forget the lottery picks and the flashy one-and-done prospects. Golden State has proven time and time again that they can find value where others overlook it. And with an aging core, questions about roster depth, and the looming uncertainty around the futures of Klay Thompson and Draymond Green, the Warriors front office is treating this year's second round like a strategic battleground. This isn't just about taking a flyer. This is about finding the next key rotation player. The next Gary Payton II. The next Kevin Looney. Maybe even the next Jordan Poole-style surprise minus the drama. And the 2025 second round? It's deeper than usual. More polished talent. More mature players with college and international experience. Exactly the kind of profiles the Warriors covet. Let's get into the most talked about names that could land in Golden State at number 42 overall, their projected pick. And trust me, these names are not your average G League stash candidates. We're talking NBA-ready players who could thrive alongside Stephen Curry, fit into Steve Kerr's system, and bring an instant spark to a team fighting to stay in contention in a brutally competitive Western Conference. One of the hottest names linked to the Warriors is UCLA's forward Jalen Wells. A 6'7" stretch four with a smooth shooting touch, defensive instincts, and high basketball IQ, Wells has flown under the radar thanks to a loaded Bruins roster. But scouts love his motor. He can guard multiple positions, hit the corner three with consistency, and has shown flashes of elite passing in transition. For a Warriors team that loves ball movement and positionless basketball, Wells could step in as a bench spark plug from day one. Think Otto Porter Jr. but younger, more agile, and eager to prove himself. Another name gathering serious traction is Bobby Klintman, the Swedish forward who took the European route after a one-and-done season in the NCAA. Klintman's stock has fluctuated, but in the second round, his upside becomes incredibly intriguing. He's a 6'10" hybrid forward who can switch defensively, shoot from distance, and play in the flow of an offense. With Golden State needing size, athleticism, and guys who can stretch the floor around Curry, Bobby fits the mold perfectly. European players often come in more polished and disciplined, and the Warriors staff who famously molded Nemanja Bjelica into a key role player might see similar potential here. And then there's a sleeper pick that's getting buzz in the Bay, Reese Beekman, the steady guard from Virginia. Look, he's not flashy. He's not putting up 30-point nights. But what Beekman gives you is pure stability. Elite perimeter defense, smart reads, and a pass-first mentality that's tailor-made for Steve Kerr's offense. With Chris Paul's future uncertain, Beekman could be the perfect bench guard to keep the second unit composed and connected. The Warriors don't need another ball-dominant scorer. They need someone who can defend the perimeter, hit open shots, and set the table. Reese checks those boxes. But maybe you want upside. Maybe you want a swing-for-the-fences type. Enter Bronny James. Now, before you roll your eyes or scream media hype, listen to the logic. Bronny has slid on draft boards due to injury concerns and limited college production, but his profile as a tough defender, evolving shooter, and high IQ player fits what the Warriors look for. And let's be honest, if LeBron James truly wants to team up with his son before retirement, and if the Warriors want to lure LeBron for one last run, drafting Bronny might just be the first chess move. This isn't about nepotism, it's about potential leverage. If Bronny's on the board at 42, don't be shocked if Golden State rolls the dice. Low risk, huge potential reward. And speaking of upside picks, keep an eye on Tyler Smith from the G League Ignite. Smith has the size, the vertical pop, and the shooting form that NBA scouts dream about. He's raw, sure. But the Warriors have built a system where young players learn fast or get filtered out quickly. With the right mentorship, Tyler Smith could grow into a stretch big who gives them vertical spacing and helps modernize their frontcourt. Let's not forget the Warriors' player development staff is among the best in the league. They know how to find players with specific tools and shape them into rotation pieces. That's why names like Baylor Shireman Creighton's sharpshooting wing have also surfaced in Warriors rumors. Shireman shot over 40% from 3 in back-to-back seasons, rebounds like a forward, and understands spacing like a veteran. He's not a sexy pick, but he's plug and play. If you give Kerr a guy who can move off the ball, hit the open shot, and defend his position, that guy will play. Period. Of course, all these rumors swirl around a central question: what does Golden State actually need? They need wing defense. They need shooting off the bench. They need size that can switch defensively. And they need maturity players who won't fold in high-pressure moments. This team isn't rebuilding. They're still chasing rings. Every pick, every roster spot, has to support that goal. That's why second-round picks are critical. You need contributors, not projects. And the 2025 class is full of guys ready to step into that challenge. Then there's the trade angle. Don't sleep on the possibility that Golden State uses their second-round pick as part of a deal. Maybe to move up in the draft. Maybe to attach with a veteran contract and create cap flexibility. Maybe to bring in a proven bench scorer or backup big. The Warriors are always working the phones, and with ownership's pressure to get back into serious title contention, a draft day trade involving pick 42 wouldn't shock anyone. Mike Dunleavy Jr. and Steve Kerr both know the clock is ticking and they're not going to waste a single asset. And with rumors that Jonathan Kuminga's name has been floated in multiple trade discussions, it's possible Golden State uses the draft to quietly reshape their bench while preparing for a much larger move. Draft a solid contributor at 42. Package a young player with a future pick. Suddenly you've opened up room for a veteran wing, a stretch 5, or another playoff-tested guard. There's even a growing theory among league insiders that the Warriors might target an older college player, someone like Terrence Shannon Jr. or Kevin McCullough, if they fall. Why? Because at 24 or 25, these players are mature, physically ready, and coachable. That's what Golden State needs now. Not another high-upside teenager who'll take 3 years to learn the system. They need guys who can contribute during a playoff chase next season. And let's be honest, no one scouts better than the Warriors when it comes to system fit. They're not chasing hype. They're looking for players who can think the game at a high level, play unselfishly, and maximize their touches in minimal minutes. That's a hard balance. But that's the Warriors' formula. So if you're a fan hoping for a big free agent splash or blockbuster trade, don't overlook this second-round pick. This could be the piece that unlocks the next evolution of Warriors basketball. A key bench scorer. A lockdown defender. A future starter in disguise. Because when the lights are brightest, and the playoffs come calling, you can't win with stars alone. You win with depth. With execution. With players who make the extra rotation, hit the open shot, and don't flinch under pressure. That's who Golden State is looking for at 42. And if you've followed the Warriors long enough, you already know they're not just drafting talent. They're drafting culture, chemistry, confidence. Warriors basketball isn't just about highlights, it's about heart. About intelligence. About sacrifice.